Hello, welcome back to the M2 Podcast. I'm your host, Michael Anthony. My co-host right here is Mr. KyleHeath, the AKA Mr. JK Heath. I'm struggling already, dude. Rough start. Thank you for coming back to us. This is the show where we cover gaming industry related news. So what we're going to be covering this week is a little bit of Life is Strange. The creator Don't Nod is having a rough start to the year. More paused projects is kind of like what's been going on in the industry for a while now. Ubisoft actually canceled a appearance at the Tokyo Game Show, which is pretty popular. It's kind of not a good sign considering they just launched Star Wars Outlaws. We'll get into that. Also not good is Sony's Concord cost a record, maybe not a record, but recordedly $400 million to make, and the Blizzard co-founder left because of Bobby Kotick. So we're going to get into a little bit of industry drama, and then we're going to close out with a little bit of PlayStation State of Play for the month of September. But before we get into that, Kyle, how you been, dude? It's been a while since we really discussed what's been going on.
Yeah,
just a bunch of sports ranting. It feels like in the group chat lately.
Yeah, it's mostly sports, dude. We're up, man. Panthers won this week.
We're up galactic.
Vibes are just vibes are so good, man. It's nice.
I love how neither one of us are wearing Panthers gear, by the way. We're not trying to jinx it.
Yeah, listen, yeah, exactly. Look, dude, but it's one of those things, especially in like football. I forgot how good a winning week feels. It's like when you win, it's like that week after. It's just like, yeah, it's just positive vibes, man. It just feels good.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Feels real good.
We literally pretty much never felt it kind of last season because the first win wasn't until week 9 or 10, so it was just.
I remember it was Halloween weekend, so whatever that would be. About week 8.
It's nice that we at least got a win. We got in the win column a lot earlier this season, which I'm happy about. So, yeah, dude, feels good. We'll see how Sunday goes, but I'm just glad we got a win.
As long as it's fun to watch, man. That's what it is for me.
As long as we're competitive, exactly. I mean, that's all it is. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, dude, happy about that. For sure. Yeah. Did a little bit of traveling this week too. Went to my cousin's wedding. That was fun. Got to see a bunch of family and whatnot. So had a nice little getaway there.
Nice.
Yeah. So did some of that football and gaming wise. I actually played some First Descendant with someone I've been talking to. So
how's that been going?
That was honestly been having a lot of fun. I mean, honestly, if you like Destiny, you'll probably like that game. It's very much a looter shooter, kind of gun tiers and levels of guns and different systems, and there's actually a decent amount of that game offers. So I don't know. I've been enjoying it though, so probably gonna be playing that some more. But just trying to think otherwise. I don't know if I played any other games. I mean, that was game wise, that was about it. But I don't know, got a decent amount of hours into it. So I want to get back. Man. I want to get back to Dead Island 2 at some point. So hopefully soon, but we'll see. I don't know. Just watching sports, playing some games, this week. Mike, I know your week was very up and down from what we've been discussing. So
yeah, for the people that are on video, you can probably see that my face is bruised up. I fell off of one of those scooters that's around every major city pretty hard. I mean, it's bad. I sent a picture to you and Nick in the group chat, right? Of pretty much right after it happened. The picture I sent you guys was after it happened that night. Face bloodied, bruised, and it's luckily I have some facial hair going right now, but you can probably kind of see my chin's messed up. My whole hip. I showed you part of my hip, dude. It's bad. But I mean so outside of that, I've been playing actual games. I've been playing Halo. I got controllers over here. You can't really see because we have the overlay on, but it's I'm charging up all my controllers to get ready to play some Mario Party in the other room on the Switch. So I'm looking forward to that. And one of the things I actually need to play, and I'm embarrassed to say I don't have it, even though I played it so much, is Mario Kart 8. I don't own it.
Interesting. Now, okay.
I don't own it because I also have a Super Nintendo. I have an N64 with those Mario Karts. Right. So it's I like those Mario Karts a lot, but then I was you know what? Why am I not playing the regular ones? The new ones, I mean.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So so I think I'm gonna have to go out to the store at some point this week and really take care of that. Outside of that, man, it's just more personal details. It's just stuff I'm organizing, taking care of, making sure my life is in order before I have leisure activities to play games. So it's kind of been a letdown because I wanted to come back here and be like, yo guys, I started playing like this new like I'm playing Legend of Zelda now, or I'm like playing the new Mario, or like anything like that where I can just kind of talk about new games. But really what it's been, it's just okay, I have free time. I'm gonna start streaming, and then I'm just grinding Halo 2, really.
Yeah.
So it's like Monday nights I've been streaming and playing the draft league. We're smashing it. We're doing really good. Playing OG Xbox and stuff like that. And I'm actually pretty surprised. So you were probably the same way as me. I never saw my viewership when I was streaming, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if
Right.
you do that or not.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
pretty sure I hit mine too. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I never showed it. I stopped pulling it up. You know how like some people pull it up in another like
Oh,
window
yeah.
to like view it yourself.
Yeah.
I was doing that for a very long time. I now no longer do that. Like I'll open it to make sure that the quality is actually
Yeah.
correct.
Right. Yeah.
It's just like, okay, no issues. Okay, cool. And then I close it down and I only have the chat open that I can edit and like as a moderator.
Yeah.
And I was really surprised. I'm like, holy crap, like I'm getting over 10 consistently. I'm like peaking at like close to 20. And it's like, okay, apparently people actually want to like care about Halo 2. So I've been just trying to do the thing that I was trying to do years ago.
Right.
Anytime I play a game, hit live. Just
Yeah.
because
Okay.
it's better to play with other people watching than to play by yourself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I
yeah.
like it. I like it. Yeah, dude.
But outside of that, man, not much.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, it's yeah, that was the thing about streaming for me. It's like, when I first started, it was like I had the number pulled up, and then I realized I think pretty quickly that it's just like it really fluctuates your mood if you're just looking at the numbers all the time, and
yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah, I think we talked about it years ago, really like early pandemic, right? And it might have been when we were all watching Devin Nash videos about him talking about like how to be a good streamer
Yeah.
and like how to keep people engaged. And you
Right,
always need to be talking and interacting, even if there's nobody there and watching you.
Yeah, exactly.
And I remember doing that, dude. Specifically the shark game that I was playing. And I know you were watching it and you were just chilling in chat. I remember I was like, maybe there were like 2 or 3 people in the chat, right? Like the viewers. I was one of them on a different like device.
Yeah.
Of course, like boost past the 3 mark on Twitch or whatever you need for affiliate. I don't have affiliate, but whatever. And it's like they came in and messaged and they're just like, who are you talking to?
Oh
you know what I mean? It's just like bro, chill. Like
dude, that's crazy. Like,
yeah,
relax.
but like I get it though, it's just if you join in somebody's chat and they're just ranting, it's like, dude, is this person crazy? Like what's going on with them?
I don't know. I mean, I never thought that. I mean, I guess, given certain context, some people probably just don't understand that aspect of streaming, but I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have a Halo background. Like the people that I'm connected with in gaming is all Halo.
Yeah.
And you know how Halo streamers are. Like this is how Halo streamers are. Literally that's it. Just looking forward, ignoring everything, clicking the controllers, and then just
Like,
that's it. It's
yeah.
P2, P1.
Yeah, exactly. You get a couple calls.
Then looks over at chat, just chat, looking at chat, not reading messages, not reacting to it. Like, it's I don't know.
P3.
It's hard to do comp games like that because the mute button isn't that easy.
Yeah,
but whatever.
Yeah,
I digress a little bit.
Yeah, it can be difficult for sure, but yeah, it's I don't know, man. The whole world of streaming, we can go on and on about it.
Oh, we absolutely
especially
could. Yeah,
the Halo stuff, dude. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, sure. But it is actually crazy, and I'm excited you're talking about it because Life is Strange is such an awesome game. I want to see how this studio's doing because I haven't heard anything. This is the one article I had no clue about.
Yeah. So studio we're talking about is Don't Nod. I honestly I love Life is Strange. I love the first game. I played Before the Storm, which is a prequel. I played the second game. I don't know. They're titles I love. They're kind of like almost in like anime terms, like slice of life kind of like style. So
yeah,
and it's growing up, supernatural stuff. It's all good, and obviously new one's coming out soon. Excited for that. But we're gonna talk about this. Life is Strange creator Don't Nod has a rough start to the year. Presses pause on 2 projects. Had 7 games in the works as of March. It's kind of crazy to think about. It's coming from Ryan Dinsdale over at IGN. Original Life is Strange developer Don't Nod has announced it had a rough start to 24-25 financial year and has pressed pause on 2 projects as a result. Don't Nod's latest financial report revealed its recent release of Jasant and Banisher's Ghost of New Eden did not achieve the commercial results it hoped for, and it has changed its plans going forward as a result. Studio is temporarily pausing 2 projects in the design phase. For example, enabling it to prioritize resources and maximize the chances of success of the titles with the greatest potential present. Lost Records, Bloom of Rage, I think is a game they're working on. There's some screenshots of that as well. So this will seemingly see Lost Records, Bloom of Rage pushed to the forefront following a particularly positive reception at Gamescom. Don't Nod said. First part of this episodic narrative adventure is expected in February of 2025. We were obviously disappointed by our recent performance in an extremely competitive and selective market, Chairman and CEO Oscar Gilbert said. Despite an excellent critical reception, Jasant and Banisher's Ghost of New Eden unfortunately did not achieve the commercial results we had hoped for, resulting in a deterioration in our 2024 half-year results and leading us to consider all possible options regarding our roadmap. Don't Nod had 7 games in the works as of March 2024, including the 2 which are now on ice. It revealed the number as part of an internal restructuring that saw 3 branches created to focus on role-playing games, narrative adventure games, and action-adventure games, respectively. 7 games at once. Like, it's a lot.
That's a big undertaking.
It's a lot going on, dude. Oh, man. Listen, I like I said, I love the games that Don't Nod has made. I did play some of Jasant. I didn't finish it, but I love the concept and it played really well. Banished Ghost of New Eden, I saw gameplay for it and it looks interesting. I haven't tried it out yet.
It looks amazing.
It's something I want to get to for sure, but
yeah.
But yeah, dude. I mean, I don't know. Don't Nod's a developer I've always, like I said, I mean, I've always enjoyed them. Always enjoyed the games, and I know Life is Strange is kind of. I think it's also like flipped around. I think it's like with Deck 9 or something like that now. So
yeah,
or part of it is anyway. I don't. It's weird, kind of how it all played out, but yeah, dude, it's it's almost kind of upsetting to see this because I don't want to. I certainly want to see Don't Nod like go under or anything, but yeah, challenging times for that studio for sure.
I hope they don't go under. I mean, it is turbulent times right now, but they make good games. I haven't played Jasant or Banisher's Ghost of New Eden, but I think that both of those games were like, it says it was excellent critical reception.
Yeah.
It looked phenomenal in all the trailers and all the reviews and just all the content that was on YouTube. For whatever reason, I just never had like, I don't know, the inclination to just be like, oh God, I got to go get this game. So I don't know. Do you think there is possibly like one of the things in this article, there's a comment section, and one of the things that they said, and it's very interesting, probably take from it. And I'll ask you, do you think some developers are trying to make critically acclaimed games, even though they might not sell? You know what I mean? Like there, like, for example, the Sundance like film festival and stuff like that. Yeah. There's plenty of indie like movies that are phenomenal and they'll win awards, but nobody cares. They don't want to go check it out.
Yeah.
So I'm totally curious. Do you think that's possible in like some studios? Because like I wanted to see how New Eden was going to be. It was a very interesting concept.
Right.
Jasant, if I remember, is that the one with the? Hold on, let me double check.
That's the rock climbing game.
Okay, that's what I thought it was. I was about to say, isn't it like a puzzle rock climbing game?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked gorgeous.
Yeah,
it looked really phenomenal.
Yeah, it's on Game Pass, I think, still.
So. Yeah, and it came out in October 30th of last year.
Yeah.
So, geez, time went by quick.
Yeah. I mean, it's a short game, granted. It's not like a 10, 15, 20 hour epic. I think it's like 4 or 5 hours, so pretty short.
Would you pay $25 for 4 hours?
Depends on the game. I mean,
that's what I'm saying, because I'm looking at Steam right now.
If I see reviews and it's like, hey yo, like this is something, it's a must play, then maybe. But I don't know. Again, reviews I don't think are like crazy. I don't know.
9 out of 10 on Steam.
Yeah,
2,500 reviews. Like that's wild. 9 out of 10, 2,900 reviews. Banisher's Ghost of New Eden, $50 on Steam.
Didn't
maybe
perform,
it's the price point.
Yeah, maybe. maybe for that game.
It could be the price point because these games look phenomenal. They really do. Yeah, I don't know. I just it makes you wonder. It's like it's a shame because we've been talking, or at least I've been saying for the longest time. As long as you make a good game, people will come play it, right? It's like if you build it, they will come.
Yeah.
Kind of attitude I've been
Mhm.
having. This kind of goes to show it's like they're critically like appreciated
Right.
by
Yeah.
everybody. Peer reviews,
Yeah.
like every reviews you get to go of,
Mhm.
and it's just not good business. Yeah, I guess.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting concept to like chase the critical acclaim and not necessarily like commercial success. I mean, I don't know. There's probably
Yeah,
some devs that do that. I don't think it's the right approach personally, but um, I mean,
no,
I think Don't Knock could be an example of that if that's what they're trying to do. I'm not saying that's what they're trying to do, um, but I mean, it almost seems that way with kind of how critics gave it favorable reviews, but it's kind of like it's not really clicking with the mass.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like, what is going wrong?
Yeah, and like I don't know, maybe the Game Pass portion of that, like maybe because it was on Game Pass. I mean, that could be part of it, and that's why they're not
Possibly,
making as
yeah.
much money on it. Certainly a
Yeah,
possibility. So yeah, it's a weird one for sure.
yeah. I hopefully this doesn't impact future games coming out that are going to be really, really good. But
Yeah, I
they're
would
just
hope
like, yeah,
not.
we're not going to make a sequel, or we're not going to go down this type
Yeah.
of
Oh, yeah, that would.
game
That
because
yeah,
it didn't sell, not because it's not good.
yeah.
Because how many times have we seen trash games make bank, right?
Mm.
And they make sequels for it
I mean, dude,
all the time, all the time.
I wouldn't want any of their games to get like the Days Gone treatment, where it was like Days Gone, such a good PS4 game that like
Oh my
had a
gosh.
slow start. Like you need to get like a little bit into the game before it
Yeah.
gets good. But like it just and then news came out later on that it was like the reason they didn't make a sequel was because like Sony didn't really want to do it. And even though they wanted to,
Correct.
it's like, and then they went back on and said, and they started blaming the fans, like, "Oh, y'all should have played it. Y'all should have like gave us reviews or whatever." And then I don't know, but it was kind of a
Yeah,
weird
I
kind of
mean,
interaction there. But yeah, I mean, it got. I just consider that the Days Gone treatment now, and it's like you have a good game, but it just doesn't get picked up for a sequel because it just doesn't get enough commercial success. So
yeah, I mean, it's sad when you see that,
yeah,
or just movies that become like cult classics, even though they were kind of bad.
yeah,
But
yeah. It
like
happens
the
in every
culture
medium.
around the game becomes
Yeah,
better. Yeah, yeah, it's true. It's very weird.
it really does.
Um, there's got. I'm not. We're not marketing majors here,
Yeah,
but there's got to be a term for that, right?
I mean, yeah, I think. I don't
Like,
know.
you got the best product in the world, but if it doesn't sell, it doesn't sell,
Yeah, I don't know.
which is so weird.
It's just like
Happens all the time. You can probably name countless things, but yeah.
yeah, you probably could, dude. Listen, there's a company that released a game pretty recently, Mike. That
This
mm, not looking good.
Yeah, I mean, if you've been listening to us for a while now, we've had some pretty hot takes about Ubisoft for a while. And this one, I'm sure we're going to probably reiterate our points. The article is not very good. It's kind of negative. I feel for the studio, but yeah, let's get into it. So this article is coming from InsiderGaming.com by Mike Straw, the writer of this article. The title is Ubisoft cancels online appearance at Tokyo Game Show. Yeesh. So, Ubisoft has canceled its scheduled appearance at Tokyo Game Show just 2 days before the event is set to get underway. In a statement released by Ubisoft Japan, the company says the decision was made due to various circumstances, in quotes. Okay. What does that mean? Here's the official statement. Jeez. I'll read, both these paragraphs in total. We regret to inform you that due to various circumstances, we have decided to cancel our online participation in Tokyo Game Show 2024, which was scheduled to start at 3 p.m. on September 26th. We apologize for the short notice. We sincerely apologize to everyone who is looking forward to the broadcast. The company did say that the current, and this is in quotes, the currently ongoing giveaway campaign will continue despite the broadcast no longer happening. Okay.
Hmm.
Ubisoft pulling out of the event comes during a time of turmoil for the company. While the highly anticipated Assassin's Creed Shadows releases in November, that's not true anymore because they pushed it
That was
back
updated,
until
yeah. That was
2025.
updated. That's no longer the case, but
Yeah.
yeah.
The company has been feeling pressure from other areas. And this is where we get into it.
Hmm.
So, first, there's a concern about the state of X-Defiant Wear, despite claims the company is in real trouble due to falling player numbers. And then there's a continuous falling in stock prices, as well as the push from at least one investor to make executive changes and take the company private. We covered this about a week or two ago, and I actually watched a deep dive on Ubisoft. I think I sent you the video link of it. It was Asmongold reacting to it, and I think I might have sent you the exact video that he was reacting to. And it was basically about how the Ubisoft stock prices have been plummeting, and it's not just one investor. It's been like a conglomerate of investors going to the table and just being like, you need to make executive changes now. Like, you got to either remove the CEO, the CFO, you got to make serious changes because they're just not producing good games, and the reviews are coming in and they're lackluster. And what the truth of the matter is like they're dishing out AA, single A games at AAA prices. And that's what they've been doing for maybe like 6, 7 years. Just mediocrity. And they're covering it up, in my opinion, is all me, like, hot take. They're covering up with content. So they're saying this game is like X amount of hours, 100 hours, 150 hours, but it's all recycled garbage over and over and over again. The core gameplay is trash. It's a buggy mess. The story's convoluted. The graphics are kind of lackluster. You know what I mean? I don't know if you feel that way, Kyle, but I might.
Dude, listen. Did you not hear Yves Guillemot, the CEO, mention like in December or January that Skull and Bones was quadruple A? Are we forgetting that, Mike?
Yeah. Okay. Everybody's playing it, dude. Everybody's playing it.
It's getting more seasons.
I still can't believe that game launched, bro. Still can't get over it.
Oh, man. Dude, I mean, this also goes in parallel. There's been a couple of articles that have come out since. Obviously, new Assassin's Creed got delayed till February. That's kind of a new article that came out that was announced kind of earlier today. But on top of that, the CEO put out a statement, I think kind of in a, company update saying that I think there was going to be some internal investigating taking place to kind of, see what's going on with their business processes and like kind of essentially try to figure out, I think, what's going wrong. That's kind of what this article is alluding to, like what exactly is going on. But yeah, because it's fascinating and like the article, I mean, you were saying too, it's like all these games are coming out and they're just kind of just mediocre, lackluster, nothing like uninspired kind of thing. It's just, I don't know. It's a whole thing.
I feel like there's two things going on with Ubisoft right now that's just really, really annoying. And I think one of it's kind of childish because it's like, I think they lost their core audience. Like, they don't understand what gamers want. I'm not saying they're like trying to push an agenda or anything like that, but one of the main complaints I saw with Star Wars Outlaws is you can't do outlaw things. Like, why is it called Star Wars Outlaw? Like, I think people don't realize Han Solo in Star Wars was a POS. He was cool. He was cool, but he was toxic and he was a POS.
Exactly, yeah.
And like, it's okay to have that character. It's okay to play a villain. Like that. One of my favorite Star Wars games is The Force Unleashed, and you play as Darth Vader's apprentice, and you get to choose whether or not you want to be the most evil thing in the world or turn to the light.
Yeah.
It's like, that's a very interesting concept. I mean, they do the same thing with Knights of the Old Republic, but those were games with intention, is what I'm getting at. Like, I feel like Ubisoft's lost the plot on a lot of their games.
Yeah.
And they've lost the plot on a lot of their IPs. Like, why do we still not have a Splinter Cell, dude? How long has it been?
Mike, I can go on and on about that. I don't understand that either. It's such a beloved franchise, at least for me. It's one of my favorites of all time. And yeah, we haven't seen anything new.
Dude, do you know how bad I wanted to be a freaking spy after watching that?
Dude, yeah.
Like, Splinter Cell was so good that I forgot about like the Mission Impossible franchise and like James Bond franchise. Like, just straight up like cool spies in movies. Like, dude, Splinter Cell, bro.
Dude, like, have you played as Sam Fisher? Like, I've played the first game so many times. It's one of my favorite games of all time. Just because it's like, I don't know, just it's the stealth aspect. It's just like, I don't know, it was peak, man. I love the characters and just, there's even a little kind of story to follow. Found interesting, but it was really just the ability to go. It's like, okay, like I have to sneak around, try and go undetected, and you can really have fun with it by like not trying to kill anyone and be truthful, like just in and out and undetected. Like, there's different approaches you could take.
You could play the game how you want to play.
Like, exactly.
That's I like dynamic like that. They used to do that with Assassin's Creed, and now they started going more and more linear. And then, but the linearity of it would make you go recycle the same path over and over again to give you the illusion of like, oh, there's like 300 hours of content. It's like, dude, I've been in the same area multiple times. Now I'm doing collectibles. It's like scavenger hunts. That's not necessarily mean it has all this content in the world. It just means, it's weird.
Yeah, it's very weird. I mean,
Shoots and ladders kind of thing.
I mean, yeah, it's, Star Wars Outlaws thing. I mean, obviously, I don't think it was as bad as I thought it was going to be. Like it seems to me like the ultimate 7 out of 10 game so far this year. We're just kind of not the best, not the worst. I mean, from what I've seen though in statements too, like it's underperformed. Like there were it's been mentioned, so I don't. Yeah, it's it's unfortunate to see.
I think it underperformed for what Ubisoft needed.
For sure.
After all the ridicule of like, I don't know about you, I don't care about this like samurai controversy and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I'm not bothered by that.
It's such a non-factor to me. I've seen people nitpick. It's just like it's the wrong era. They're using the wrong like weapons. They're wearing the wrong crest. It's like, dude, like I'm not playing Ubisoft games because I want them to be realistic. Let's just be real, dude. That's not what I'm doing.
You're an assassin.
They got a lot of things. They got a lot of things wrong in all of the Assassin's Creeds, man. But you don't need to nitpick it. It's just play the game to play the game. Make sure it's a good game, though.
Yeah,
that's what you should nitpick.
I mean, I don't personally play the games for historical accuracy. That's for sure. But yeah, I mean, it's I don't know. It's just I want to see a redemption at Ubisoft, but it's just it gets harder to see that. I feel like
they are hurting themselves. I think.
Yeah, for sure, and
I think everybody wants them to succeed.
Yeah, because they made a lot of good IP. It's just they've just tried to milk them too long. I think that's the biggest thing.
Well, they're milking the ones that I don't think that need to be milked.
That don't
like
even
Assassin's
have any,
Creed. Like chill, man. Like
ain't got none left.
Like I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it ends up. It's gonna be again. It's gonna be an interesting year. I wasn't expecting them to postpone the game by another 6 to 7 months. I think it was March 2025. Now is the new date.
It's February. I think it's supposed to come out in November. February. It's like what, 4 months?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's not a huge delay, but yeah, I'm kind of surprised too it got delayed. So
I don't know. 4 months is a lot of time.
What's like
going
extra
on?
QA, want to get some extra testing in. It's about all that allots is like, okay, we finished the game in November, and then we're just gonna QA like crazy for 4 months.
Yeah. So. And by the way, my take on X Defiant turned out to be true. So we might need to go back to that short. Remember that? The guy made the comment and said, I'm out of my mind. I don't know what I'm talking about with X Defiant. I said, it's just another knockoff Call of Duty. It's not going to be successful. Nobody's going to care.
Yep.
And they're going to forget about it.
And
they're like, no, X Defiant's going to replace all the Valorant.
There was
Call of Duty.
It had some diehards in beta, though. Like, there were some people like,
oh my
this is
game
changing. This is going to be crazy. And then here we are.
And where are you?
Nope.
Where are you?
Now, and then the game just didn't come out forever, and it's like, oh, okay.
I mean, I said it was the biggest red flag in the world when they kept postponing it.
Yeah, and it got to a point where it's like, it's so bad we can't release it, and we don't know when we're gonna release it. Like that's bad.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
and people meme on me now for Splitgate, and I bet you that game's gonna launch. It's gonna be fully complete, and it's gonna have a professional league with professional teams involved.
Yeah.
Guaranteed lock. And by the way, I'm probably going to coach.
Let's go.
See you out there. I just want to sign for Liquid, honestly. I like their merch.
Oh, true. Solid work. Solid.
All right, let's move on to the next somewhat sad topic of discussion that is just unfortunate. There's no other way to say it. And it's official because it's coming from like a very official website like Forbes.
The Forbes. He dropped an article. This is... He said, there's a new report that says Sony's Concord. Remember a game Concord? Like, game came out.
Oh, yeah.
It was like, oh, okay. Like, kind of, it came out. It's kind of pushed. It's like, all right, little hero shooter. Why not? And, it lasted 2 weeks. So, here we are. New report says Sony's Concord cost, wait for it, $400 million to make. Oh, my God. Okay.
Jesus.
So... It seemed obvious that Sony was going to take a huge loss on Concord, given its high cost, immediately disastrous player count and unprecedented shutdown. But it may be even worse than everyone thought. A new report from Sacred Symbol's Kyle Moriarty, who was a former Kinda Funny, who I respect a lot. He has a lot of valuable opinions, I think, especially in the gaming industry. Citing a source that worked at Concord, claimed that the game had a higher budget than anyone envisioned, a full $400 million broken up into two halves of development. They posted a little clip as well. I'm going to read, I probably won't play any of the clip, but I will read kind of the main caption of the tweet that Colin put out. He said, I spoke extensively with someone who worked on Concord, and it's so much worse than you think. It was internally referred to as, quote, the future of PlayStation, end quote, with Star Wars-like potential and a dev culture of toxic positivity. Halted any negative feedback. They halted any negative feedback. It was so bad. The positivity was so bad. They're like, no, we're not doing this. We're not changing this.
Dude, it's okay to have negativity.
It's okay to be like, look, this is bad. You need to fix it. It's necessary.
Yeah,
you need that.
That's negativity, though. That's what
it is. Yeah, it is.
It's like constructive, like criticism can also be negative.
Yeah, exactly.
But it could be, depending on how you take it, you can turn it into a positive.
Anyways, yeah, the game cost $400 million. So, what happened? But let's go over. There's some bullet points here. Let's go over this. Trying to read this quick. All right, listen. Bullet points. What happened? So, one, before the game hit alpha state, they already spent $200 million on it. Unclear how much the original owners, investors, and how much is from Sony. After that, stay with me, Mike. Stay with me. After that, from 2021 to the 2024 launch, Sony spent another $200 million on it. The game was in a laughable shape when it was shown in that alpha state. So Sony felt that they needed to spend that much to get it to minimal viable product status. Bro, to get it to MVP status, they had to spend another $2 million. That is bad. Just the MVP, they had to spend that much. That's nuts.
That is that's almost as bad as Star Citizen. And I've ranted about that on our show a couple of times. $400 million, no actual release of an alpha yet.
Sure. All right, so point 3, a major expense was needing to outsource much of the game to other studios. In Q1 of 2023, some aspects of the game had not been worked on at all, like onboarding and monetization. I'd say this may explain the price with, and quote, no battle passes more than some conscious, noble decision to change the model. Also, how bad the earned cosmetics were. Thanks. Point 4, ongoing cost to maintain the game would be additional millions a month, which wouldn't surprise me because, server costs.
That's why they canceled it after 2 weeks.
Because it was, it would have been not worth the millions they would have to put in a month.
Millions a month.
Concord is
that
the
means
biggest...
you're probably spending like $500,000 a week, dude.
Yeah, probably easily. Concord is the biggest budget game Sony has ever released. The biggest loss they've ever taken. There are other games being worked on at Sony that cost more than this, but in terms of what's already out, this is the largest. It's a total loss. That's big loss, dude. Big loss.
Holy smokes. Okay.
So we continue.
I'm looking up Sony stock as you read.
So why did it happen? Concord was said to be the future of PlayStation. They said it was a Star Wars-like project. There were big multimedia plans between the cinematics and inclusion and things like Amazon's Secret Level. There was a culture of toxic positivity vibe where you could not say anything negative internally about the game. Character designs, etc. No one was allowed to, quote, meaningfully change the course of the game. This was CEO of Sony Interactive, Herman Holst Baby, who is a massive champion in the game. Some of this still seems so strange. Budget aside, as given AAA bloat these days, I can believe that. But how do you look at a game in a laughable state in alpha 2 years ago, scramble to outsource work to get it finished, and still believe it's the future of PlayStation and a potential Star Wars-like property? Star Wars comparisons are always a tall order. We heard that said about the goal of Bungie's Destiny back in the day. But Destiny succeeded and has lasted for 10 years. Concord lasted 2 weeks.
I know. Okay. How do you look at a game as laughable? Yeah. That's called lying. That's what that's called. It's the future of PlayStation is something you say when you're desperately in the hole and you're trying to sell a dream.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what that is. Dude, this is like borderline fraud or false advertising. This is bad. This is not as bad as what I saw with Halo 5, like campaign marketing. But this is up there. This is this is skeezy.
Yeah.
For sure.
I guess this
Wow.
is the toxic positivity, which has been confirmed by other sources, where even if that sounds ridiculous, you can't say that, especially if it was a game cradled by the entire head of Sony Interactive. I'd
Yeah,
argue
gosh.
putting this much faith into a game that bad is almost fully disqualifying for that role. The head of Firewalk has already stepped down, and it seems close to impossible if the team survives, either dissolved into other studios or shut down entirely. This is arguably the
Shut down
biggest
entirely.
video game disaster in history by financial loss, and there needs to be someone held responsible. It should not be the rank and file workers in the situation. I agree, but
No,
yeah, this
100%. Yeah, dude, $400 million in the hole. You go up on stage, you start lying, dude.
dude,
Heads need a roll. That's what's gonna happen here. Sorry to
yeah,
interrupt you. What do you think?
no, I mean, no, I totally agree. I mean, this is like this is unbelievable, and like a loss this size, it's like would not be surprised if we see lawsuits and legal terms and all that flying around. I mean, this is, I mean, just like it's something that was poorly mismanaged by what seems to be executives and people of high power, especially at Firewalk. So and Sony.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just like, God, it's just so unfortunate, and like all those devs like just waste all that time. It's bad, man. It's bad.
I don't know, man. It just really depends because it was gonna be a live service game. So some of the best jobs that are ever made, at least in the industry I work in, is when you design something, you get paid because really what you get paid for. This works for great if you're a contractor, okay?
Yeah.
If you get paid to design everything, you give it to the client, it's a good product and it's finished. You got your money, and then they never use it. Like those are one of the best ones because
I
if they don't
mean,
use
you're not
it, then
wrong.
there's no there's
There's
no
no maintenance.
what's it called? There's no maintenance. There's
No
no
support,
warranty
no
recall.
maintenance.
Yeah. So you get your paycheck, you're good to go, and you're like, wipe your hands.
Yeah.
You did your job. You fulfilled your
Yeah, it's
contract.
true.
No ill foul either way. They got what they wanted. They just didn't use it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, yeah, that's true.
if
It's true.
you can kind of have that like mindset if you're I guess one of the developers on the game.
Yeah.
Yes. It's
Some
just a shame
positivity.
because if you're passionate about what you've done and you don't get to see people enjoy what you've done, like if you put in Easter eggs and now you know nobody's ever gonna find those Easter eggs,
Yeah.
that would kind of
Yeah.
suck.
Yeah. It's, hurt a little bit. But yeah, I mean that's definitely one way of looking at it. I think it's true. It's just like, man, it's just, I knew with the, I don't know, like I knew when the game came out, it probably wasn't going to be good. I did not expect to get shut down, but on top of that, I didn't
No.
expect this kind of cost behind it before the game even launched. Like that is insane. But I mean, it's not entirely surprising given like when you think about kind of other games. I know like Immortals of Avium is one I go back to a lot because I think it was like 180, 190 million. And like that was a 7 out of 10 game that was like, average at best, but it's just like that's how much games cost nowadays. Granted, it's a much smaller game than this, I'm sure, but it's like that's how much games cost now. It's like games are just expensive. So if you got to make something, you got to commit to it, and more scenarios like this happen.
All right. I want to give some context here. Oh my gosh. This is insane. All right. So I'm trying to find out how much Overwatch made because for those of you that don't know, Concord is quite similar to Overwatch. Overwatch is like the big brother. Everybody kind of knows Overwatch now. If you don't know Overwatch, I'm kind of wondering how you've been gaming. Like, are you only playing Nintendo games? Are you only playing retro games? Like, what's going on? I have questions. But besides the point, let's assume you know what Overwatch is. Made by Activision Blizzard. Okay. That game in total made $1 billion in revenue in its first year of release. Very impressive. In 2021, remember Overwatch kind of going on the down low. They made upwards of $400 million in profits from loot boxes alone.
Wow.
So, holy crap. They had 50 million users, 225 million in revenue, aka $5 spent per player over the course.
Wow.
This is from the actual forums.
Yeah.
In 2024. Now,
Jeez.
all accounts they say Overwatch is no longer like profitable. It's like nobody really plays it. It's not good. People still play it. You can get games almost instantly.
Right. I mean, yeah.
If you load in. Where it used to be, it's not. So it makes you wonder. It's like, do you think Overwatch costs $400 million to make?
I mean, I don't know. Times have changed too. I mean, that game came out 2016. That game came out.
Yeah. Yeah, 2016, and
maybe.
it was $40 to $50, $40 to $60 depending on your platform.
Oh yeah, I
So
mean,
if you're on like Activision Blizzard, I think it was 40. If you were on Xbox or PlayStation, then it was 60, like a normal retail, and then they had collectors double the price.
Yeah. I mean, it was 8 years ago, right? So probably, I'm sure cost has changed a little bit since then. Probably wasn't 400 million. I wouldn't think, but I don't know.
No.
It's it's a crazy situation, Mike. It's crazy.
Apparently, dude, there's no way. There's no definitive estimate on the cost of Overwatch, but guesswork and estimates put it between $10 to $25 million in 2017.
Yeah, it seems low. I don't know.
Does it though? Because it's a very simple game.
I mean, it is. Yeah, it is. I mean, it's not that. I don't know. May not be as big as Concord. Maybe it is. I don't know. It seems low, but I don't know. I'm not a developer. I don't know. I can't.
Yeah, but
really speak on it.
That $400 million
is insane.
Like, what?
That's bad. That's just
so
mismanagement. Bad. Yeah, it's terrible. It definitely should not have costed this much. Put it that way.
Yeah, I mean, they got it $200 million before Sony got it.
Yeah,
Sony gets
it,
was bad realizes how bad it is, spends $200 more to fix it.
Yeah, 200 more million, dude.
That's money laundering levels. Like that's what billionaire banks do.
It's alarming, dude. It's alarming.
Yeah,
where's the litigation?
It's insane, honestly, like it's, and the craziest thing, I know I said earlier, like we'll move on to the next article after this. I looked up the Sony stock. They're like fine. They're up day after day, month after month, week after week, month after month, and year to date and year to year, they're up.
Wow.
So them TVs sound like hotcakes, brother. Because it's wiping $400 million loss on one game.
Yeah, they can afford it. Apparently, they can afford it.
Yeah, no kidding.
Jeez, yeah.
Jeez,
gosh, it's just crazy, Mike.
All right.
But should we talk about yeah? Hey. Should talk about Blizzard. This is I want to say this is in ties to, before you start with the article.
Oh yeah,
I think this is in ties to something that Jason Schreier's new book is going to talk about.
Yeah, because he's doing one specifically on Blizzard, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm forgetting the title. The title's leaving me. Maybe they'll mention the article, but yeah, that whole book is on the history of Blizzard up until the Activision acquisition. So it's kind of like everything leading up to that. But yeah, anyways, go ahead.
He was basically interviewing everybody during that whole time, right? He was kind of like on site.
Yeah, I think he had like a lot of insider kind of interviews and all that.
Info. So. Very interesting. All right, so what we're talking about here is an update on what's going on with Blizzard, and they've had a turmoil history. I think the last 5 years has been pretty bad.
Yeah.
But let's get into what this one's about. This is from GameSpot. Yeah, GameSpot, and it's Cameron Gotch, who we've covered multiple times. This came out this week. It is titled, Blizzard co-founder left because he was tired of fighting Bobby Kotick, according to a report. So Morhaime tried to resign in 2017, but officially announced his departure in 2018. Let's get into it. So Blizzard's co-founder, Mike Morhaime, I assume that's his name.
Sounds right.
Can you correct me? I think it's right.
I honestly don't know.
Morhaime.
Morhaime.
I think Heim. Whatever. Morhaime. Whatever. Mike, the co-founder, left Blizzard because he was reportedly tired of fighting with former Activision CEO Bobby Kotick. According to those who worked closely with him, the two leaders had having butted heads for years regarding the future of Blizzard. I don't feel like that's very uncommon for a co-founder and a CEO to get in it.
Yeah, probably not.
I think of the most famous ones with just like Apple, Steve Jobs, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Very famous. Yeah. So, yeah. So, new details about Morhaime's 2018 departure and Blizzard's contentious relationship with Activision come via an excerpt from Bloomberg reporter Jason Schreier's upcoming book. There you go. It is Play Nice, The Rise, Fall, and Future of Blizzard Entertainment, which releases on October 8th. That is only 2.5 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I honestly am probably going to pick it up because
I think we both should.
Yeah,
we really should.
Because I loved his, like, I read his first book and it was really good, but it was about like development process, multiple games. But yeah, I don't know. I want to learn more about Blizzard, and I think this is like the perfect opportunity to learn about it. So
yeah, I think I'll read it too, because I got some friends that are like diehard World of Warcraft fans, Diablo fans, and they've like, because of all the things that have happened with Blizzard over the last 5 years and all the controversies, they stopped playing those games. And now when I talk about like Overwatch, they get mad at me because I'm like, yeah, I was playing Overwatch the other day. They're just like, why would you play that?
Why would
like,
you touch that?
Bro, I didn't know that. Like, there's some music I like too, but I get it. I get it. There's like, I mean, Lost Prophets I'll never listen to again in my life. I promise you that. But I don't think they're that bad. I don't know the full story too, so
I gotta separate the art from the artist. Listen.
Yeah, try to. I guess. I mean, it depends on the art.
It depends on it depends on the atrocity, but listen.
Yeah. Honestly, let's read the book. Let's get educated.
The
same day Blizzard's first expansion for Diablo 4, Vessel of Hatred, launches. So that's gonna be interesting. So the expansion launches for Diablo 4 at the same time Jason Schreier's new book.
Expose drops.
Dude, imagine. And he just like hooks everything, and everybody's like, I guess we can't play Diablo anymore.
Yeah, well, selling my account.
Oh yeah. So for years, Morhaime attempted to keep Activision, which acquired Blizzard in 2007, at bay. That goal of keeping Blizzard insulated from outside Activision pressure became harder in 2013 when Blizzard canceled Project Titan, an FPS MMO that had been intended to be the next World of Warcraft, according to Jason Schreier. So after the project's cancellation, which cost Blizzard around $80 million, Kotick, yeah,
Kotick.
I watch a lot of football. That looks Croatian. Kotick and Activision began to assert more control over Blizzard, including pushing Blizzard to hire a chief financial officer, Armin Zerza, to keep costs in check. Zerza just, and in quotes, kept talking about how to make as much money as possible, according to one former employee, and at one point suggested axing Blizzard's annual BlizzCon fan convention, confused as to why a project with such low profit margins was allowed to exist, according to Schreier's sources. So Blizzard announced this year there would not be a BlizzCon 2024. That's tough, dude. I know friends that like looked forward to BlizzCon every single year and would go out there.
Yeah, I had a couple buddies too that went out. I think it was 20. I don't know. It was probably like I want to say it was either, I can't remember if it was before pandemic or after, but they went to BlizzCon. They loved it. So yeah, it's
yeah. I think if you're I get what. So I understand why the chief financial officer of a company would say, "Hey, this doesn't make any money. Let's axe it."
Yeah,
because money is their wheelhouse. That's all they think about. They just think about the profit margins. That's their job. They're paid to do those things. Yeah. I'm not going to ask for his opinion on whether or not something's worthwhile when it comes to spending money. I will ask the chief operating officer, the chief marketing officer, if it's necessary, because the operating officer is going to be like, I'm going to send my employees there for free. Yeah. They're going to have a good time and enjoy meeting the fans that like appreciate what they've done and appreciate that. Dude, that's moral boosting for your company. That's how you keep people around. Exactly, the marketing officer is like, this is free publicity. Yeah. This is how we sell games. So to say like, I don't understand why it's not good because we don't have profit margins, like you're losing the plot, my man.
We're not making money. Get it out.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, his job is what's it called? Graded upon the amount of profit he brings in. Yeah. So minimize as much excess. I get that. Exactly. Whatever. I mean, but I don't care about your opinion.
But I don't like it.
Yeah, for real. So Morhaime continued to battle Kotick in the following years, defending Blizzard's need for customer service employees and the studio's cinematics team. Following a meeting of Activision, Blizzard, and King leaders focused around the theme of one ABK, Morhaime feared Blizzard was losing its independence, according to Schreier. He wrote a lengthy email to Kotick in response, stating he believed preserving Blizzard's culture and magic and was a necessity in order to attract and retain the best creative talent in the world. He additionally said that it had been increasingly hard for me to provide Blizzard leadership and staff confidence that Blizzard has a stable future. Honestly, this isn't the first time I've heard about this. So,
yeah,
it's more about like bringing up the reoccurring issues at Blizzard, I think, for me. Have you heard this stuff before?
I don't honestly, I don't think so, but I don't know. I didn't pay close attention to much of the Blizzard stuff, so maybe that's why. But
Yeah, there's. I think the first time I heard about this was a couple of years ago, and it was a lengthy video, and they delved into all these different types of because these are excerpts from years ago, right?
right,
So in the culture about what happened to Activision Blizzard, I think the video is titled something like the death of Activision Blizzard, or like something dramatic, like the downfall of
yeah,
Blizzard,
yeah,
because it wasn't Activision, it was Blizzard
right,
that they
yeah,
were trying to talk about. So yeah, a lot of people don't understand that they weren't one company at one point.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's that. Yeah, the culture's kind of dead. I mean, he's right. So let's continue on. In 2017, Morhaime submitted a resignation letter, but was persuaded at the time by Kotick and others to take it back. Following the one ABK meeting in the spring of 2018, Morhaime formally announced his departure that October, saying it was time for someone else to lead. Blizzard's story would of course continue, but without the man that Schreider said many Blizzard staff worshipped. Morhaime went on in 2020 to found a new game studio and publisher, Dreamhaven. Blizzard, meanwhile, in 2021 found itself embroiled in controversy following an explosive state of California lawsuit that accused Activision Blizzard of a systematic sexual misconduct and discrimination, eventually settling with the state in 2023 to the tune of 54 million. Morhaime said in a statement addressing the lawsuit that he was ashamed. He wasn't even there. That's
Jeez,
the wild thing.
jeez,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can get it. It's like he wasn't there, but it was filed a year after he left, so it makes you
yeah,
wonder how bad it go. So this is
yeah,
what he said: to the Blizzard women who experienced any of these things, I am extremely sorry that I failed you. I
jeez,
that's gotta hurt,
yeah.
man.
No,
Uh,
that really had
in
hurt.
the wake of the lawsuit, Microsoft brought Activision Blizzard for 69 billion, with Kotick stepping down as Activision Blizzard CEO in December 2023. So they're going through a massive mix-up, as we've covered pretty much
Yep.
this whole year, I feel like.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
Jason Schreider's book is definitely going to go into detail about this,
Oh yeah, without a
about
doubt.
essentially what has happened to Blizzard
What
and
is the
how
history?
it's not even a shell of itself. You know, it's gonna be so wild because if he does it right, it's gonna be the first half of the book is gonna be this is the greatest video game publisher and developer of all
Yeah,
time.
yeah, like crazy
And then it's
success.
immediately gonna go downhill
Yeah,
quick. I'm
exactly. Yeah.
curious how he's gonna make the original founders of Blizzard look.
Oh yeah, I'd be
Like,
curious
are
too.
they complicit? Are they to blame? Are they like were they just never there? Like what role do they play?
Yeah, it's a good question for sure. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know. I would definitely want to check out the book, but yeah, I mean, this wasn't news to me, so I'd be curious to learn more. But yeah, I mean, it's just a wild thing, absolutely wild. Also, fun fact that is not related to this at all, but and it's very useless. But I always watch. Do you know the movie Moneyball with Brad Pitt? It's about the Oakland
Yes,
A's
I
and
do.
like baseball and
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah. That's what and with Jonah Hill.
yeah. So there was a scene in that where I think Brad Pitt's character is talking to, I think like the president or like the owner or something like that, and he's trying to convince him to like get certain players on the team and like make certain trades and whatnot. And like the guy sitting on the other side of the desk, I was like, he looks kind of familiar. I was like, I feel like I've seen this guy before. I just know that face. And so I looked it up. I'm pretty sure the guy in that movie that plays like the owner or whatever, pretty sure it's Bobby Kotick. And this is like 2011. And it was just like so weird to me. I was like, is that Bobby Kotick? And I looked it up. I was like, oh my, Bobby Kotick. Like he's just playing
Bobby
this
Kotick.
character. And I'm like, what? Like it just made no sense.
That's awesome. Yeah, he's supposed to be like the billionaire owner of
I think
the
so, yeah.
Red Sox, right?
Yeah, maybe. I can't remember. But,
Let's see.
'cause I think he's like at multiple parts in that movie. But I just saw that. And I was like,
Oh, sorry, he plays Steven Scott.
yeah, oh, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, I thought that was so interesting. I was like, he looks familiar. And I looked up, I was like, is that Bobby Kotick? It
Yes,
actually
sir.
was. So
That's
completely unrelated. But yeah, so I thought that was funny.
Hey, it makes you think.
But yeah. And then it comes out that Bobby Kotick is just, wasn't the best CEO. So there you go.
No, it's unfortunate. I mean, it makes you wonder how disconnected are the executives at that level, but at the same time, it's a culture issue, and when it's a culture issue at a company, it's everybody's from middle management all the way to the top. Like
Yeah,
otherwise, that wouldn't exist. So yeah, that's what I think is like the right thing to do is to take full responsibility. He's not even at the company anymore.
yeah,
Mike, the co-founder, saying like, I'm extremely sorry that I failed you.
yeah. It's just like,
It's
yeah,
like
goes,
whether or not that's sincere, I don't know because it's text. Like,
yeah,
but at the same
yeah,
time, it's like, yeah, that's what you should say. It's like,
yeah,
people have a right to be mad at you still, though,
yeah.
even though you said it. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it's good that they settled too, get some money out of it. And
yeah, yeah.
terrible
I mean,
situation, but
awful, awful situation. Like
absolutely,
I said, I got buddies that judge me for playing Overwatch because of it.
yeah. It's bad, dude.
Yeah,
Bad. It's
I
terrible.
didn't work there.
It's terrible, man.
Yeah.
I will say, cinematics though, go crazy. They've always
They
done like
go so
crazy. They've
hard,
always
bro.
done insane
So
cinematics. So
hard.
yeah,
Th- I love cinematics, man. They're
yeah.
so good.
They always made the best
Them
ones too.
cinematics
So
are so good.
yeah, yeah. They
All right.
they
How
still
about
make good
you
ones. Yeah.
fill us in on what's going on with Sony PlayStation? Please turn this day around.
Listen, PlayStation State of Play happened this week. It was only a 30-minute show.
Usually is somewhere
It
around there.
was getting contained some remasters. I think some DLC announcements. There was a big final announcement, which we'll get into. But yeah, I mean, overall, like I said, pretty short show. Stellar Blade, Nier Automata. There's a collaboration happening between those games that was announced. This was actually kind of cool. So, Sony is releasing some pearlescent PS5 colors. And
I
so there's
saw
like a nice
that.
little
Yeah.
like purple and kind of chrome and teal. So that was pretty cool. Seeing that.
May I make a side note too?
Yeah.
Um, Xbox Series X new controllers that are adding
Oh yeah.
crystals back in.
Oh yeah.
See
The
through. That's what they used to
translucent.
call them back
Like
in the day.
yeah.
Translucent see through Xbox controllers. I haven't seen those in a long time.
Dude, yeah.
Um,
You can go to Design Lab, make your own controller.
yeah, go get
Hang out
them.
with it.
Yeah,
Oh man.
just
This
wanted to
one.
bring that up. I think
Yeah.
these look better, but
Okay.
I,
Okay.
I like me. I like the PlayStation controllers.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Nice pad, nice pad. But yeah, so that was pretty cool seeing that. We got a nice little Hitman VR kind of action. It's cool to see Hitman and the kind of the VR landscape. Probably a good game for it. He's choking people out at the lake. Just going crazy. Yeah, it's interesting gameplay, but yeah. So yeah, there was also so the PS5 Pro obviously that was announced. Talked about that last week, and they even went in to show off some of the games some of the enhancements, like the enhanced games that'll be coming for it. A lot of older games that are getting kind of remastered and getting PS5 treatment, or PS5 Pro treatment, I should say. So they kind of announced all those. All the games that came out on PS5 to pretty much gonna get some sort of treatment for that. And then there was some other releases too. We'll get to the main one. If you're on the video, you already saw what the main thing was, but I'll get to that last. We'll talk about now.
Well,
Lego
Gotcha.
Horizon, Lego Horizon, dude. Yeah. Remember this game was announced? It's kind of like to me it was an interesting thing to make a Lego game about. I was like, interesting franchise to choose, I guess. But Lego games,
I mean,
they don't miss.
I feel like Lego's always going to be choosing games that are adventure story driven games.
Yeah.
And it's just an easy adaptation.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
I feel like it fits.
Yeah. It's going on November, so Horizon Zero Dawn is going to get a remaster for PS5 and PC. Another kind of remaster thing. Yeah, I actually saw some screenshot differences between like the original and this, and it's actually like it's a pretty good remaster. Textures are definitely a lot better.
I saw screenshots too. I think it looks better remastered.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, there's really definite improvements. So it's a good time to play, I guess. You can get a new PS5 and definitely check it out.
Get the $700 PS5.
Yeah, I forgot it was that much.
Yeah, so much, dude.
Do you want to get a Fortnite DualSense controller, Mike? Nice little Fortnite.
No, not really.
It just looks like a 5-year-old spray painted drew on it.
Yeah, it looks like something my little niece would do.
Yeah. Sure does. Yeah, that's a new game pack coming out. Yeah, it's more kind of remakes and stuff. Soul Reaver, Legacy of Kain. This is getting a nice little remaster for 1 and 2. I don't know if anyone ever played those games, but that's a nice little remaster there.
I played them a very, very long time ago.
Okay.
But it looks
Dive
good.
back
It looks
in,
clean.
dude. You dive back in.
Yeah.
It's it's not a remake, obviously, but definitely better pictures and stuff. So. Yeah,
they're just trying to capitalize on a little bit of nostalgia.
Yeah,
for the cheap.
For sure. You got the good old Japanese anime games. This was interesting. I like this game. So it's called Hell Is Us, and it's kind of a horror style game. This gave me very much like that supernatural Silent Hill kind of vibe when I was watching it. You're pretty. I mean, and the reason I think Silent Hill is because there's like faceless enemies in the game that look very weird and not human-like, and so it's just I mean, there's even like a town. There's fog. Like I don't know. It just screams that like kind of mysterious kind of Silent Hill thing. So this intrigued me for sure. It's kind of like it is going to be coming out across all the main consoles and PC. So I'm definitely going to have my eye out for this one because I just love these type of atmospheres. So that's good.
Yeah, it's coming off like very nostalgic, like an old classic kind of linear game that concentrates a lot on the cutscenes to storytell. I think
you get a glowing sword that you fight with. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, everybody loves a glowing sword, man.
I mean, yeah, just can't go wrong. There's even a tablet, dude. It's like reminds me of Metal Gear Solid. It's like, a lot. I don't know. It seems very
a Hogwarts door.
Yeah, very very interesting. Yeah, it's very supernatural, and it's like supernatural, but also it almost has like elements of fantasy in some of those set pieces. But yeah, it's I don't know, man.
Sure, yeah.
It looks good, dude. This looks good. I like the nice little cinematic, and it looks like there's some gameplay sprinkled in. So
it's giving me what's that show on HBO? Where there's a whole bunch of androids. Something with the W.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about?
I think so. Oh my gosh. Westworld.
HBO. Westworld. Yes. Westworld. Yeah, like
that's true.
The figurines of these like faceless like android things. I don't even know what they're called.
See that for sure, yeah. So yeah, that was very interesting. Watching that, I think that's something I'm gonna keep an eye on for sure. You know Astrobot, dude?
Oh yeah. I watched Astrobot, a really big name streamer recently playing that. Yeah. It looked pretty cool.
Yeah, new DLC. So excited there. Man, great little title. I think it was originally like a PS5 kind of launch like demo thing, but it got turned into a full game, and
it looks really cool. Yeah, it's just it's like it's not Fall Guys because it's a single player game, but it's like time trial tribulation kind of run to one side of the map to the other. Obstacle course, really cool.
Oh yeah, it's very cool stuff there. Of course, talk about all that, but there was one more thing that they showed at this State of Play.
Scrolling back up.
Biggest announcement ever. Biggest announcement in a while.
Ever.
Everyone, I know, I'm just trolling. Listen, it's a big announcement, but still. So a lot of people was wondering what was going on with Sucker Punch. Hadn't heard much from Sucker Punch. Ghost of Tsushima came out like, I think 4 years ago now, 3 years ago now, something like that.
Yeah, it came out a while ago. They also released they did the delayed release to PC.
Yep.
So that's now on PC if anybody wants to go play it.
Guess what? We're getting a sequel. We're getting a follow-up to that series. My Ghost of Yotai is how I'm going to say it.
I think it's Yotei.
But
you could be right.
Could make sense. Got a nice little 3-minute trailer though, captured on PS5. It looks just as every bit as intriguing and artistic as the first one. So, and a female protagonist this time. So, female samurai.
Makes you wonder: are people gonna be freaking out over
it? Where's the criticism? But yeah, it looks again, it's another like game that's it's Sucker Punch, man, and it's cool to see them back and doing a new entry and slated for next year. So we'll see if they hit it. But yeah, dude, looks good, Mike. What do you think? Did you see the trailer at all?
I saw bits and pieces. I saw people being excited about it. I saw a couple of memes about I hope there's another sauna moment because it's a bunch of, bunch of horned up dudes. but for me, it's just I love samurai games, movies, TV shows. One of the things that I watched on Netflix, I recommend to anybody that's looking for a show. It's an animation. It is a Blue-Eyed Samurai on Netflix. Have you seen it? Heard about it?
I don't think I have. No.
Very, very cool. It is a mixed female samurai, half white, half Japanese,
Oh, okay.
and it's in feudal Japan. And the whole premise is it's a revenge arc, basically.
Oh,
I
gotcha.
won't give much detail, but it's worth checking out, and it's very, very cool and very well done. So it's like, I think anybody that's into these types of games because of the culture of just Japanese samurai feudal Japan lore, worth checking out as well. This is a very interesting concept, though. It looks clean, and Ghost of Tsushima was very highly rated and
Yeah.
critically
Oh,
acclaimed.
yeah. Very good.
Hopefully, follows up and adds to it. Hopefully, it's even better received.
Look, it's a PS5 mainstay title, dude. Like, this is something
cool.
Sony needs, dude. So,
Yeah,
I hope it is.
100%. Especially after spending and losing all that money on Concord.
Gotta make up for it. I mean, yeah, it's one thing I always loved about this is the colors, like the attention to color, and you
Yes.
see like the leaves and like the grass and like just there's
Dude,
like
it makes me want to go to Japan.
there's such a kind of like Japanese color palette about it, and it's just like you see this, it's just beautiful. It's like green and yellow. It seems like yellow is gonna be kind of the main theme. I think red was kind of the color theme of the first game, but it seems like yellow is gonna be this time around. So, yeah, I don't know, very awesome stuff. But yeah.
Very cool. Very, very cool.
2025 release. And yeah, dude, I don't know, Mike. That was pretty much it for the state of play. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot. That was the biggest announcement, obviously. But
Well, here's something I want to mention too.
okay,
Just
okay.
little segment in underneath the Ghost of Yote's trailer.
Okay.
You'll see it right there. So they say earlier this year, Sucker Punch released a PC port for Tsushima, which we just mentioned earlier. But they also confirmed that a movie based on the game is in the works with John Wick director Chad Stileski tapped to lead the project. So
Okay.
that could be cool.
John
Wick is
Samurai movie?
kind of gory, so we can get a gory Japanese movie.
I mean,
Imagine Last Samurai
right.
Part 2.
I was gonna say, it's gonna be a samurai, dude. You already know. It's gonna be
Big
up.
fan.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I just wanted to mention that last bit because I thought it was really interesting.
Yeah, it's a good piece. It goes Tsushima back in 2020. It's been 5 years between the original game and the first one and this one.
I feel like it's so recent because it's still been in the viewpoint of everybody because not everybody has a PlayStation.
Yeah.
So it's like there's been a lot of notice. A lot of people haven't been able to get to it because they're kind of platform locked away from it, like gate kept.
Yeah.
So now it has been released this year on PC. So some people are playing for the first time. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to wait, I assume, another couple of years until after Ghost of Yote's out to play it on PC.
More than likely,
Yeah.
We'll see how efficient they give it the rollout cycle there, but yeah, it's
100%, yeah.
Like it's still gonna take a while, so yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Man, it just makes me think of how many games I need to really start playing.
I mean, it's also true, Mike. Gotta get catching up, dude.
Yes, sir, dude. This is the way. But you have anything else going on, brother? Like any of these other articles you wanted to cover?
Nah, I mean, that was pretty much it. Covered some of the we mentioned some of the other articles too that we skipped on because it was kind of related, but
yeah, that's true. I mean, there's a whole bunch of other like DLCs and a bunch of like small announcements that were going on at the state of play. Like the DLC for Alan Wake 2 is apparently coming out.
Oh yeah, like House or whatever. Yeah,
there's a Lego Fortnite expansion with like split screen and
they had like couch co-op.
Power World's going to PS5. There's I don't know, a couple more VR games that I'm forgetting about. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge as well.
Got some
so it's like
some extra stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely worth checking out. But yeah, I feel like this week has been kind of slow. This happens all the time. Like late September to October. Now we're in the period of everybody's major, like the major developers are busy working to finish up the games that are releasing in like the next month or two.
Yeah.
So we're not going to get very many new periods of like, oh yeah, this next game's coming out. It's like, let's finish this one first. Or worse, we're seeing delays.
Yep.
Like Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Yep.
Yeah. So
yeah. yeah. We're in that period, man. So but it is.
Yes, sir. Well, I mean, if you don't have much else to add, I don't. We went through everything just now. So I think what we'll do is let the people go. Basically. And I think one of the things we'll wrap up with is the usual thing is we got all the descriptions, all the timestamps in the descriptions below for all the things that we've covered, all the articles we have linked, socials are linked, and that's pretty much it. I gotta roast this dog over here. So I'm gonna let you guys go. This has been the MT Podcast. We appreciate you for tuning in. And yeah, go show love, support to all the articles below. I'm Michael Anthony. This is Mr. JK Heath, KyleHeath, and we'll catch you on the next one. Sound good? Oh yeah. What are you wearing?
It's a Zydo hoodie, dude. Shout out Zydo.
Zydo? Oh yeah, Zydo. Shout out Zydo.
Shout out Zydo.
I didn't know he still had merch.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen him live.
Yeah,
I know he shreds on Rocket League. Go check out our boys on on Rocket League.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. He needs to get back streaming again. I think he's been talking about it. He's been teasing it to me. I'm like, right, you gotta get back.
I've seen it a couple of times in like random chats. He's like, yeah, I guess he'll start streaming soon. It's like, dude, you're like grand champ at Rocket League. Start streaming.
Stream, man. God.
Yeah. All right, brother. Yeah. Let's wrap up. Let's go get some dinner. And yeah, we'll see everybody next week. Have a good one. We appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in. See ya.
Bye.